there. Okay.
Katy Perry's much-publicized 11-minute space ride on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket was meant to be a symbol of empowerment, but it ended up crash-landing into a meme-fueled PR nightmare. What started as a bold rebranding effort turned into a cultural roast, with even fast food chains like Wendy's joining in, asking, "Can we send her back?"
Katy Perry has returned from space, and Wendy's wants to know, can we send her back?
Her emotional post-flight gestures, kissing the ground, holding a daisy, and delivering poetic monologues about love and unity, came across as deeply out of touch to a world grappling with inflation, climate crises, and widening class gaps. Joe Rogan, as always, didn't hold back. He mocked the entire affair on his podcast, calling it less of a space mission and more of a billionaire-powered joyride. What were her findings, he asked, pointing out the absurdity of treating a suborbital trip like a moon landing.
It was very profound. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now.
The tone from Rogan wasn't outrage. It was sheer disbelief. While Perry waxed spiritual about floating above Earth, Rogan and many others saw three celebrities cosplaying as astronauts in a luxury elevator that reached the edge of space for a few fleeting minutes. The trip was promoted as a historic moment for women, with Perry joined by Gayle King and Lauren Sanchez. The flight lasted just 11 minutes, and the message was meant to be one of spiritual awakening and female empowerment. But the public wasn't buying it. Critics saw it for what it was, a glossy PR stunt wrapped in empowerment rhetoric. Oprah cried, Perry cried, and the media treated it like Apollo 11. But online, people just laughed and memed it to death. It wasn't just jokes. The backlash turned brutal. The Atlantic labeled Perry the perfect pop star for a dumb stunt. Slate likened the live stream to watching popcorn in the microwave.
She's come back and she said that she feels super connected. Connected to what, Katy? Certainly not your audience.
TikTok and Reddit exploded with commentary, mocking the CGI-like visuals of her new tour, her robotic choreography, and the supposed AI-generated backdrops. Her live performances were criticized for appearing low-effort and awkward, with some users joking that her space time might have been better spent rehearsing. The visuals from her Lifetime's tour didn't help. From metallic bodysuits to glitchy digital deer on stage, fans were left wondering whether the production team outsourced creativity to ChatGPT. The backlash was so intense that even her die-hard supporters struggled to defend her. While a few praised her for being a legend and pop diva, others openly questioned if she should cancel the tour before it caused further damage to her career. Ticket sales were poor, especially in cities like Houston and Minneapolis. Venues were half empty or worse, and rumors spread that some shows were quietly scrapped due to embarrassingly low demand. All this while Perry tried to reclaim the narrative, leaning into the criticism during live shows and asking audiences, "Has anyone ever called your dreams crazy?" She even brought fans dressed as astronauts on stage in an attempt to frame the experience as inspirational.
Let's not minimize this.
No, I know. It's a big deal.
Let's celebrate female astronauts.
And Gayle King, too, pushed back in interviews, challenging the backlash by asking if critics had even been to space. Both Perry and King insisted their mission was not just personal but symbolic, a call to dream bigger. But the internet wasn't interested in the symbolism. Instead, it fixated on the hypocrisy. Clips of Perry advocating for climate action from her days as a UNICEF ambassador were quickly resurfaced and spliced with footage of her Blue Origin trip. In 2015, she was warning about the environmental toll of climate change and championing the cause of displaced children. In 2025, she was burning more emissions in 11 minutes than most people generate in years, all for a capsule ride sponsored by a billionaire. Critics weren't shy about pointing out the contradiction. Viral posts compared Perry's space trip to Taylor Swift's Eras tour, noting that Swift contributed millions to local economies, while Perry's journey contributed nothing beyond meme fodder. The visuals of Perry floating above Earth in a custom-designed suit were immediately juxtaposed with images of inflation, food shortages, and rising rent. Stark reminders of how disconnected her messaging had become. Even Hollywood joined in on the mockery. Olivia Wilde sarcastically praised the memes Perry's trip had spawned, while Emily Ratajkowski described it all as beyond parody. And then there was Martha Stewart, who coolly undercut the whole affair by reminding everyone she had done zero gravity years ago without a press circus. "I've spent more time in the air marinating chicken," she quipped, delivering a roast so dry it scorched. Despite the wave of criticism, Perry continued to insist the mission had meaning. In interviews, She claimed the flight was about creating opportunity and visibility for future generations of women. But the symbolism was undermined by exclusivity. The average woman can't afford a $1.2 million ticket. They're not friends with Jeff Bezos. They're worrying about eggs, rent, and childcare, not suborbital selfies and astronaut cosplay. Perry's attempt to reposition the flight as a feminist milestone kept backfiring. Every quote became a meme. Every defense triggered new waves of ridicule. Her PR team struggled to spin the optics. Even her allies admitted she hadn't expected the backlash to be so ferocious. Some reports suggested she regretted making the in-capsule footage public at all. But it was too late. Once the internet designates you the main character of the meme cycle, you don't come back to Earth without turbulence. Ultimately, what was meant to elevate her public persona only made her appear more out of touch. The feminist framing rang hollow when juxtaposed with rising inequality. The messages of love and unity felt performative. And the daisy, intended as a symbol of resilience, ended up as a symbol of tone-deaf branding. Her rebrand from climate activist to space tourist didn't just confuse fans, it alienated them. So now, the question hangs in the digital air. Is Katy Perry a misunderstood trailblazer or the poster child for billionaire cringe? Whatever the answer, the internet has spoken, and its verdict sounds a lot like, can we send her back?